Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. We've got a really crappy rainy day here in Florida. Didn't really think I'd get any of those when I moved down here, but here I am. It's cold and it's raining. So not going to be doing anything on the car today. But yesterday, I filmed a whole bunch of footage of me removing the wiring harness, the vacuum booster, the radiator, everything that you can disconnect from the front of the engine except for fuel lines. So no fuel lines disconnected until I get a little of a catch pan to put under there. And I'm thinking Tuesday I'm going to get under the car, disconnect the brackets for the transmission, get a jack under there, and lift the engine and transmission out together. I think that's the best way to go about it. Honestly, I don't want to screw around trying to get bolts in weird places, getting the transmission out, and I've got a jack that can handle it. So there's no reason to really, there's no reason to screw around like that. So I'll get the motor out of there, and that's really been the main holdup as far as, getting any kind of progress in the car. I can't start mocking up the motor until I get the old engine out of there. And for some reason, I've had it in my head that getting the engine out was going to be this big, painful process, and, it really wasn't. I've got all my tools really well organized. Finally, I've got, the car lifted up. It'd be nice to have a two-post lift, which I eventually want to get, but yeah, I can't afford that right now if I'm gonna get this car done sooner rather than later. And it would make things a little bit easier, but I can do without it at this point, and I think that's the best way to go about it. I really want to thank everybody who's been helping me out with this project, as far as giving me advice. I've found some people on the Driveway Engineer YouTube channel, Facebook page, that have really given me some great advice. Just my whole methodology for going about this project has kind of come from Sloppy Mechanics and from the Driveway Engineer, where you can just throw money at something. You can go out and you can buy the brand new Sicky, awesome billet aluminum machined motor mounts and the transmission mount and everything, and the T56, and just make it as easy and as expensive as possible. But that's not really, not necessarily the best way to go about it, just throwing money at something. And, if you got the money to do it, I guess go ahead. But I think it's going to be a lot more satisfying having built my own motor mounts, having built my own transmission mount, and just piecing everything together in a unique way versus I'm going to buy everything from Sicky. And not that there's anything wrong with Sicky. They make some really beautiful stuff. Like their mounts, when I'm looking at those, I'm like, oh, those look so cool in the car. But you know what? Really, I just want the sticker to put on there to show everybody. And maybe what I'll do is I'll buy some fuel lines or something from them. They'll send me a sticker, and I'll just put a sticker on there and say, oh yeah, it's a Sicky. Thank you to everyone who's been helping me and for the support of just subscribing to this channel and following my threads. And it's been a really fun process. I've wanted to do this my whole life, and I'm actually doing it. And I was thinking about, I'm 31 now, and when I was in high school, I had an 85 318i. The car was eventually stolen. It's a whole thing, but I was thinking, what would my teenage self think of me now? I'm building this car that I wanted to build back then, and it's the car that I wanted with the wider taillights and the plastic bumpers versus the big diving board bumpers. And yeah, it's crazy to me that I'm actually finally doing it, and so far it's working out pretty well. And it's just a reality that I'm going to be driving this car eventually in the future. So that's awesome. Yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so that wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. I got everything disconnected. Got the wiring harness out, brake booster disconnected. I've got the heater lines disconnected, throttle cable, all the plugs, you know, the wiring harness, I was able to pull it up there. I still got to get it out of the car with the ECU, but that's pretty easy. Got the coils disconnected there. I got the got the AC disconnected. I only have these in Imperial, so I didn't really feel like going and buying another tool right now, so I'm gonna need new AC lines anyways, and wasn't about to screw around with these anymore. Those are easy enough for somebody just to hook into their car if they're gonna swap this motor in from their current AC lines. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Oh, I still got to disconnect the fuel lines, but I don't have a pan to put under there yet. So I'm gonna go get one of those and deal with it when I get to that point. But the next step is to get the transmission disconnected under there with a jack under it. I've got a load leveler. I got my, I got Big Bertha here. It's gonna help me get her out. And yeah, this engine bay doesn't look too bad. I'll probably spray it down pretty good once I get the engine out and go from there, man. This wasn't anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think if I was having to reconnect this motor, I might forget some things, but it's pretty easy when you look at the connections and where they go. And there's a little like box that runs through there. It makes it all pretty simple. I got the alternator disconnected. I got the starter disconnected. So yeah, upon looking through my work here, I'm pretty sure I got most of it, most everything that I need disconnected. Sweet.